Okay, what is up, people of the world? I want to share a little bit about this coronavirus situation and talk about the astrology. I want to talk about Saturn in Aquarius, Saturn's move into Aquarius, and what that could mean for the people that are going through their Saturn return right now, or that have Saturn in Aquarius in their birth chart. Because I took that poll in my stories asking how many people had Saturn in Aquarius, and I was kind of surprised to see that most of the people that engage in my astrology information have Saturn in Aquarius, so that's kind of cool. So I want to talk a little bit more about that for all of you people that could be moving through your Saturn return. If you're 28, 29, you're 27, 28, 29, you're going through your Saturn return. 30, you're kind of coming out of it. But yeah, I want to weave all that together and talk about what is going on. So clearly with this situation, I'm in Mexico, so it's a very, very, very different reality over here than what's going on in the States and in some other countries where people are being forced to stay inside and blah, blah, blah. What I have to say about all of that is, do we really think that the government has our best interest in mind? Is that a belief that you are subscribing to? I personally do not subscribe to that belief. I question everything, all of the information that they give us, starting with nutrition. I majored in nutrition and I used to be more into that lifestyle. I did bodybuilding and I was all about nutrition and meal plans and blah, blah, blah. So anyway, studying nutrition in school, they teach you the food pyramid. So just with that information alone, they're withholding all kinds of information for people to take control of their lives, right? Because we can heal ourselves of anything. Any kind of disease, any kind of pain, anything within the body that you've been told is uncurable. I believe that we can heal ourselves of anything. And I really got to live through that experience because my family, someone in my family had cancer, and they healed themselves completely just through nutrition. And if you go onto the websites of the American Heart Association and all those websites, they're not telling you the kind of thing, the information that you need to heal yourself, because there's no money in that. Then if everybody takes the power back into their own hands and heals themselves, there's really no room for those people, the big corporations, to make money. So anyways, I subscribe to the belief of questioning everything, and again, here in Mexico, it's a very different reality. So I don't know everything that's going on in the States because I'm not there in the United States by choice. So if we know that they're not giving us all the information in other areas, in regards to nutrition and our health, why should we just blindly follow? I don't believe we should blindly follow anything. I think we should ask these bigger questions as to what is really going on underneath the scenes. And so that's a conversation or a dialogue that each of us needs to have with ourselves. I feel if you're at a place where you can take in information and you can process the information and you know how to move through your emotions, you know how to ground your emotions, you know how to release them. But if you don't have that solid sense of self and stability in moving through your emotional process, it could be a lot of information to take in and to move through. So anyways, to connect the astrology to all of this, we have known, astrologers have been speaking to this for a long time, that something was going to happen at this time because Saturn and Pluto have come together. You can go back through history and you can see every time that Saturn and Pluto come together, every time that they're conjunct or every time they're opposing each other, they're making a strong aspect with each other. Shit happens in the world. Life-changing, world-changing events happen all throughout history. So that's why astrology is really beautiful, to notice these cycles, to go back through history and look at what happened, when these similar aspects were occurring in the sky. So astrologers have known at this time that something big was going to happen. I don't know maybe everybody didn't know that it was going to go down quite like this, but you know, Saturn and Pluto coming together. Saturn is structures, government structures, society, the boundaries that we work within. Saturn is like the authoritarian figure in the zodiac. You know, Saturn in your personal birth chart is the planet of your life lessons. It's like the work that you came here to do, you know, so the people that are going through their Saturn return, 28, 29, it's like Saturn moves around your chart and then it comes and like knocks on your door, meets up with your birth Saturn, your natal Saturn in your chart, and it's like, are you doing the work that you came here to do? Are you living your life purpose? Are you sharing your dharma? If not, you know, maybe it's going to smack you around a little bit until you get on that path. Saturn is like a coming to age, you know, when you go through your Saturn return. It's like your initiation into adulthood. And so it's nothing to be feared. You know, people freak out about their Saturn return. I definitely did before I went through mine. And I can't say that it was the lightest time in my life. It was, there were, just powerful changes, powerful transformations that happened during your Saturn return. You know, maybe the course of your life changes to a certain degree, depending on where your Saturn is. Yeah, your lessons are going to be different. And right now for the people, you know, with Saturn and Aquarius, with their actual natal Saturn in Aquarius, so this is their life lesson to embrace their individuality, to embrace their uniqueness, their eccentricity, you know, to be okay with being seen as different, living life differently. Like, this is the revolutionary humanitarian energy. These people are here to stand apart from the crowd, to lead us into a new way of doing things, to revolutionize these current systems that we have that are broken, that are slowly collapsing, and to put new systems in place. And so this is going on, you know, globally with Saturn moving out of Capricorn, and now it's into Aquarius. It's going to retrograde back into Capricorn throughout this year, but this is it's like a 3-year cycle, 2.5 to 3 year cycle with Saturn in Aquarius now for all of us. So globally, collectively, that means that the shift has been, you know, it's moved out of like the old traditional. Capricorn is like old traditions, authoritarian figures, society, the structures, the old ways that we've been doing things, you know, and then we've got Pluto there, the planet of death and transformation, that wants to expose everything, bring everything up to the surface and burn down all that is not in alignment, all that is not true, like, all that is toxic and that is not working. It's going to burn it all down. And that's what's going on in the world right now. And so Saturn's shift into Aquarius, I feel, and I'm hoping that this, you know, we needed something huge to wake us all up. Something that is affecting everybody at this time. And so with Saturn moving into Aquarius, and then the people with Saturn in Aquarius in their birth chart are the ones that are kind of, I don't want to say like starting this revolution, but it's like the younger generation that can continue to put in these new systems and to wake people up and to have a new message. And I think globally, collectively, we're all feeling that with that shift into Aquarius. That is a more, you know, Aquarius is the sign that comes after Capricorn, right? Capricorn's like, okay, what's the rules? What's the structure? What are the things that I need to follow? And then Aquarius is like, okay, now that I understand how things have been done, how can I break all of those rules? How can I break out of the box the way that we've been doing things? How can I go, you know, into the future and bring back these different ideas, these different systems that can revolutionize the current world that we're living in? Aquarius is, again, it's the humanitarian energy. It rules community, getting back to our roots of tribal living, everybody helping, trading for things, maybe not using money as much. You know, just each of us embracing our individuality, our own unique gifts, and being able to come together collectively and to share those things. So things have had to be brought to the ground. Things are having to crumble, to slowly disintegrate. Things are being exposed, they're being brought up to the surface. And now we're truly in like the age of Aquarius, and the people that are going through their Saturn return right now, the people with Saturn in Aquarius, I think that this is a wild time, because you don't know, you don't know exactly what it's going to look like exactly what this new world is going to look like, or how you're going to be a part of it, or how you're going to, work within this system, how you're going to provide your service, your dharma, the work that you want to share with the world. Like, you don't know exactly what that's going to look like, but you guys are here to really lay that foundation of like what the world looks like moving forward, what society looks like, how do we interact with each other? Are we going to continue following these fucking rules of the social distancing like long after this whole thing dissolves, which I think is being way blown out of proportion. I think there's a bigger agenda that's going on underneath the scenes. So are we going to let this like bring us apart and be scared, be stuck in your home, scared and afraid? Or are you gonna like take your power back from the fucking, like, the government, the just high up people in the world? I don't know who people listen to. Like, you watch the news and just do whatever you're told. That's not what we need. I mean, I think the people that are here with me right now think in a similar way. Obviously, it's not, we built like a community of people here that are on the same wavelength. So I'm just speaking to the general population, that I think that this is a beautiful time for all of us to wake up and to take the power back, and to not just blindly follow things, but to really figure out like what is true, what is the truth, what is your truth? How can you like come back into your power, even if you don't know what's going to happen in the world or what's going on or whatever the fuck? Like, there's so much fear and hysteria just floating around. How can you come back into yourself and really harness your inner power and not get swept away in all the craziness? How can you be aware and be, awake as to what is going on in the world, but not get consumed by it, not like let it spiral you downwards, but being able to ground into your truth and what are you going to do, what are you going to share, what are you going to contribute that is raising the collective consciousness, that is shifting how it is that we're going to be as a humanity moving forward. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's all I want to share. It's weird times. It's wild times. Again, it's very different here in Mexico. I'm not really in the same reality as people are in the States, and I chose that, for a reason, to be here. So I hope everybody is staying safe and taking care of themselves. Just coming back into yourself, harnessing your power, not getting swept away in all the craziness that is going on around you at this time. Okay, that's all. I hope that this supports you in some way. I hope that this is helpful. I just wanted to, share some different things, weave them together, and that's all. Okay, lots of love to everybody. I've really been loving doing the sliding scale of readings, so I'm continuing to offer that. Maybe I'll just leave that on, leave that indefinitely, doing the sliding scale of readings. So the sliding scale prices. So if you would like to book a reading with me, you can do so through my site at cosmicguidance.online, or you can reach out to me on here. I share the sliding scale prices in my stories. So I just want to make this accessible to everybody, as long as there's some type of energy exchange, whether it's money or I'm open to trading for things. We don't really need money, so I fucking love to trade for stuff. But anyways, okay, that's all. Lots of love to you people. Until next time.